Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our final live chat session. It is I, your instructor, Dr. Eric Cummings, and I'm sad. I hate when the course ends because I feel like there's so much for us to learn. Like, 12 weeks to me is just not enough. For example, let's look at this compare and contrast essay. We know that it requires us to look at the similarities and differences between two or more topics. But there's just so much to learn about our abilities as writers and how those abilities grow when you engage in writing projects like this one. You're not going to try and find the easy way out. No, not at all. Trying to find the easy way out to complete an assignment won't help you grow as an author. The way to really get in there and expand your abilities is to take on, well, that which is challenging, that which requires critical thinking, that which feels stressful, and in the end, it pushes your brain to grow, in a sense. Okay? I know a lot of you have been noticing my comments have pushed you toward thinking in a larger scale. For example, I know some of you have been posting your rough drafts and mentioning, hey, so adulthood has a lot of responsibilities that childhood does not have. Okay, well, how about we look at a specific age group? Okay, because we can't say that about everyone. We cannot. Doing so is a generalization, and unfortunately, those can oftentimes be wrong. For instance, maybe I want to say childhood throughout the world has less responsibilities than adulthood. But that's not necessarily true because if we go to different parts of the world in third world countries, like let's say in Mexico, children are set up to sometimes or oftentimes take on the load that parents in the US have to take on to pretty much take care of their families. So someone could easily bring that point up to you. See where that goes? If someone brings that up and shows you, hey, your idea isn't completely accurate, you have a problem. And it's not to say, oh, you're wrong. It's the idea of making a more focused argument. Thinking about, hey, wait a minute, I'm being too broad. I need to expand my thinking. And the best way to do it is to narrow things. For example, if someone told you, hey, all food tastes good, you would say, oh, no, 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 there's no way. All food doesn't taste good. And you'd list some examples. The same would happen for your compare and contrast essay if you made too big of a generalization. So, if we move ahead here, we're moving ahead. I want you to look at my comments carefully, even if they are not directed towards you. Take something out of them, please. Okay? They're designed to help you. Now, for this week, you have your final discussion, which, if I remember correctly, I'm hoping I'm remembering right, like really remembering, you're just reflecting on your experience. Not too bad, right? Um, if I could get more specific, you want to share a bit about, your writing journey. And you also have a weekly writing warm up, which is going to be cool. Really cool. Because it's your last one, right? Make sure you really think about it. Don't just try to complete the assignment, try to push your brain into a new area. Like, look back at some of your assignments. For example, last week, you could see something there that you did not necessarily work on doing or work on in week 1? Point it out. Share. Maybe you started incorporating different sentence structure tactics. If so, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Okay, nothing wrong. All right, you will also have the final draft of your compare and contrast essay. Now, when I grade them, I'm going to tell you now, my plan is to give you feedback so you aren't stuck attempting to figure out why your score is the way it is. I understand. We run into hiccups, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with running into hiccups with our writing and, having a lot of, how do I say this? A lot of obligations that can make the task a little difficult. There's nothing wrong with that. What I would say is I'm willing to give you guys pointers that you can employ in the next draft, and then, and this is important, you can improve your write-up to resubmit for additional points. To me, that's a win. That to me is just a win. That's awesome. All right, that is amazing to me. I love that idea. I hope you all do too. Please take advantage of it. All right, let's get into this a little bit. So, your compare and contrast essay needs a thesis, 3 body paragraphs, an introduction and conclusion. You know that. The compare and contrast essay is unlike anything you've had to handle before. Why? Because you need to use outside research. Outside research is going to help you create a strong argument. Okay? A very strong argument. You want to have an argument that leaves readers feeling like they learned something of importance. Okay? So it can't be you providing that which is already known. Instead, you're going to have to dive deep. Now, take a look at this. Apple juice is different when compared to orange juice. That is a weak thesis statement. What makes it weak is the thesis statement doesn't give any new information. It does not. Because it doesn't give any new information, it's essentially, how do I say this? A waste of time. I know it's terrible, but it's true. Take a look at this thesis, though. This thesis is designed to give you a bit more. It shares new information where you're set up to see a specific argument. Don't get me wrong, this takes time to make. It's not to say you can't make it. Okay? It's not to say you can't make it. But you will want to take your time when crafting a strong thesis. That's all I'm going to throw out there in regards to that topic. Now, I know a lot of you are in the stages of creating your thesis statements. Please, please, if you're a bit on the worried side, let me know so I can reach out to you and provide some feedback. Okay? I don't mind. I can't help you if you don't, provide a little bit of push for assistance, though. So keep that in mind. All right, folks. I will let you go for today, and I'll see you in the class.